Hi, this is Lynn Schnebley with Educating with Wisdom, and I'm the ambassador for Heaven's creating and protecting goddesses and archangels over life. Once again, I've been kept awake and I'm not getting things put forward. The transcriptions of the hieroglyphics are incorrect. There was a political agenda that's gone throughout the ages trying to interpret what meanings are, what hieroglyphics are. And the fact is, you have all these Egyptologists that are sitting here telling you, okay, now we know this. Well, I'm just going to show you. The A for Abbot, for the vulture, clearly is Abbot or Abba, then becomes Mawat for the vulture. And the transcriptions sitting in the text show the I or the Y, and they're giving it an A sound. And that occurs with the Greek, and I want to say it's the Thracian, what's the word I want to use? The occult of the Thracian Greek resurgence that happened in the West. It has nothing to do with the actual text. And so we see a lot of spell casting, and it's my understanding, and I wish that I could have this as a screenshot that I have. It's back there and somewhere in my 10,000 screenshots. There is a text that the I, like for Iman, Abbot, all of those things, well, that she didn't have an I in it, but the I for these other things were given an A by the Greeks, an A or an O. They reinterpreted the whole thing. In fact, it was the Greeks who came in. Well, I just found out with Plato's three demons, serpent, Isis and Set, or Isis and Orisis and Horus. This is all Thracian. We can see it coming in through Greece, through Thracian. It's Balkans. It's all part of their demon, serpent, dragon worshipping, and wolf. It's all there. And so it's a very, and these people were warring rapists. Let's make sure we understand what they were. They're not good. Who believed when they died, they went to heaven as warring rapists in battle. Okay, we're not good people. So let's come out of here and just come take a look at it. This is my correction. Oh, I wanted to say, there's actually a correction in there. I said, okay, there's no H in the Horus, there is an A. I don't know that, but I don't see an early inscription either. And that's when I realized the Lord is holding me up there, because now they made the A Mawat for the falcon. So when I go through, or Mut, when I go through and I read now the history on that, they took that over from the Nachavet. So it's very interesting. It's all politicized, depicting the values of whatever priest is in power. And then, so let's just go in and take a look at it. Enough of me. So we're making a correction here, because there is a U in, there is no U in Hebrew. Okay, there is no U in Hebrew. But Horus, I don't know if he has it. It's a falcon, and if it's plural Hora with an H, then it would be the Horians, the falcon being high above. I've already done a prior video on this. So let's go in and take a look at the text we're going to be using, because I have this text, and we have these texts all over the place. You're going to look for that A to see if you see the falcon. I mean, not falcon, to see if you see a vulture, because the vulture is the A. So let's go in and take a look. This is a vulture, and this is the A. That should have been for Abbot. Let's put us on pause for 1 minute. Okay, this is from the Egyptian tour, and they're letting you know Opet is actually spelled this way with an I, Epet or Opet, but it's not Opet and it's not Opet, and what they did, and that's what the real spellings are, right? The Opet festival. And so when we see things like the Temple of Iman, it's actually Iman. It's I-M, and for the god Amen, or Min, you know, the penis god coming up out. So it was the I, all right? And it wasn't an A either. This is all Greek. This is all, I want to say, it's like the Knights Templar, it's the Kabbalist, it's these people. It is the occultists who want to believe that everything's going to be attached to the Greeks the way they want it to be attached to the Greeks. A lot of witchcraft involved in it. I think more witchcraft involved in our modern people that are doing this than there was in the actual people back there. So here we go. This is it. This was the Opet festival. They took it over, but it's not. It's really with an I. Look at this. And this is Haba. Opet Haba. And they took it over for Thebes. Thebes was also found in the area, the Greeks named it in the area of, the Thracians. There are two different places, Lexar, but that used to, here's the New Kingdom, and Thebes is even after the beginning of the New Kingdom. So this was originally the Nekhabet. Let's come back in here. I know I'm rambling. It's early in the morning. So this A is not for Mot. It was for Abba or Abbat. Now that has an A sound, so that makes sense. But the other doesn't. Here are things like water. Here's the F and the V for viper. I've already shown in the prior, oh look at this, the J is for the cobra. That makes sense. How it's politicized. This is actually, it should look like a vulture. That's not a really good looking vulture. So this is a very modern form of it. You're going to see a better form of it. We're looking more like a vulture in here. But you can see it's supposed to look like a vulture. That's the F and the V. This is the E and the A, that's flowering. And the two leaves has a yes sound, ye sound. So again, when you see the one reed, it has an I or an eh sound. And when you see the two leaves, it has a stronger y sound or an I sound, E, I guess ye. So let's pay attention to this as we look at this again. There is no vulture for the Anet. Oh, I don't even see the reed. I see the Y for a ya. Anybody see a reed? No. I don't see nut here. I do not see, maybe that was an emblem for nut, but I do not see the water sign for the N. Here's a reed, which means it should have an A, it should have an short E or an I sound, eh or I, but it's not an ah. That's N. That's an N. It should be na, na. Shouldn't be N, it should be na. Because the N is pronounced na, na. that there's no vulture here for the A. It's an I, it's an I, or it's, I don't even see that. Where is it? Or is that a vulture? Maybe that's a vulture up there. Maybe that could be a vulture up on high. Okay, here's the H. That makes sense. So yeah, I guess that must be the vulture. Here's the N. I guess this part is empty. This must be empty when they put that in there. There is no A here. This is the chick for the W or their U. And this is an I or an E. This is an I and an N, in. So it should sound more like in. And that should not sound like in. That should be na. So that would be more like an in, and that would be more like a na. And ew, or ew, or ew, but not ow. It's not. So you can see that they went through and they did all these things. Like, where's the A for on it? It isn't. It's an I. So it's in that. There's no, it should be an E or it should be an I. It should be an E. It should be an I. There is an N here. Interesting. So all the transcriptions have been made the way the Greeks, or what these occultists, the Masonics, the Mesa. Okay, here we go. Is there an orbit? I see the B for the foot. I'm not sure what I'm looking at here. I don't see the vulture that should be there for the orbit. So I'm saying your transcriptions, it's like, not only do you give different meanings for things over a period of time, which doesn't let you know how agriculture and the civilization was actually established, but they went through and changed it to put it into accord to what the diabolical Greeks wanted. And I say diabolical Greeks because they are initiated by that dragon, I mean half dragon, half snake individual. I never pronounce his name right because I don't like him, so it's not staying in the back of my head. And that's Thracian. And then that whole, it goes into Babylon, it goes all over. They're part of the sea people, but they start coming down beforehand. They're always a part of the problem. And the Celts picked it up and went wild with that tradition because they worked together. It's not real. All of your transcriptions are incorrect and politicized.